Okay.
This is Heath Criswell with the Prospect Times. Jeff Hewitt joins me once again. Jeff, how you doing?
Howdy. I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you asking. This is episode 9 now.
Nine.
It's been
Yeah.
I guess a few weeks since we've actually sat down and recorded one, but we got a few different things to go over tonight. Probably not necessarily in this particular order, but we've
Oh, you
got
know us.
some.
We never do anything in order.
Yeah, we're gonna be, going.
Winging it.
Exactly. We're trying our best. So since the last episode, I think we've had some publications put out there like top 100 prospects. So the Rangers have 6 prospects on the
Yep.
MLB's top 100. So there's that. I think the Dodgers had
Dodgers
uh,
has 7, Cleveland has 7, and Baltimore 8.
yeah. So we're looking up as far as the farm system goes.
Well, let me ask you this: when does Josh Young finally get off the prospect list?
When he has the minimum number of plate appearances,
Really,
I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is.
150 is
I'm
the
not, yeah, I'm not really considering him a prospect at this point. And I think
well, he's
other
the
fans
highest
are
in the
probably
top
there
100.
too, you know. But I
He's
mean,
number
technically, he's
34.
still a prospect. So
Yeah, number 34, the fourth rated third baseman, and the oldest at 24. So, but what was it that year? With Profar, that was year after year after year. He was becoming number one prospect. Like, okay, he played majors, and you come back. I mean, eventually you're gonna be kicked off the list.
he'll be off the list next year for sure. But
Hopefully, he'll
hope,
be off the list
yeah,
next year.
so I'd be curious to
Hopefully, he'll be
see.
all star major leaguer third baseman.
Hopefully, if things go our way, the pitchers and catchers are reporting.
1 week away.
Yeah, one week away. So we're a week away from getting our daily dose of Ranger news from the beat writers.
Yeah.
So I'm
Thank
excited
God for the
about
beat
that.
writers.
Do what?
Thank God for the beat writers.
Yeah. Oh, Evan Grant, I'm sure will keep us informed along with. Uh,
Well, I mean, we could know that maybe some of our subscribers can do a GoFundMe and send me you to Arizona.
oh no, that's all right. One day we'll make it, but yeah, we'll have to do that without a GoFundMe account. So we'll.
Okay.
Oh man.
Nah, the
So
Rangers had 6 in the top 100. Of course, Josh was 34. Evan Carter was 41, number 11 outfielder. Owen White was 66, right-handed pitcher. Um, at 71, Lewis Angel Acuna was 71 and 18th shortstop, and he's the fifth youngest prospect on the list. And Jack Leiter at 78 and Brock Porter 94. So, and
yep.
Foscue was number 4 second baseman prospect wise, but he didn't make the top 100, which surprised me. But so be it. But at least we didn't. At least we got 6 rather than 1 or 2 like we did Ned
Yeah,
had.
well, and you have to figure too, even though what Young will graduate off the list next year, the Rangers have the 4th pick in the draft. So chances are, we're still going to have 6. Um, you would think the new prospect would be on that list once Young
Well, it
graduates.
depends on who it is. I mean, because we know Dylan Cruz out of LSU is going to go 1, and that Chase dollar holder Tennessee may not make it. I mean, he may not make it 4. So it could be interesting who makes it at 4 for us. Maybe
Yeah.
they can pull another
Hey,
Houdini like they did last year.
I know we talked before we started recording. I would take Max Clark right now, just to let it be known on record. Um, Outfielder, committed to, Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. Yep.
I'll choose him. Um, at this point, subject to change, but right now that's who I would choose.
Well, we
If
got plenty of time to make because
we do,
college
yeah,
starts in
absolutely.
6 days.
Things can change quite a bit, and they will. So, um, so Mitch Bratt, I think we need to talk about him for a
How
minute
about that?
because he's been named to Team Canada
Oh,
for
Canada.
for the World Baseball Classic, which is pretty cool. 19 years old. What pitched for Down East last year, had a 5-5
Hmm.
record and a 2.45 earned run average. I want to
Something
say
around there.
something like that. This is me once again not really having any notes in front of me, so um, but I mean that's impressive
Yeah.
for a
Yes.
19-year-old kid.
Yep.
Uh, one of the few left-handers in the system.
Don't get me started on
We know how well soon we'll know how Jeff feels about the Rangers' lack of left-handed
that.
pitching
Left-handed pitching.
in the system. But yeah, Mitch Bratt is, from my knowledge, the only prospect in
Yeah,
the Ranger
he
system that's
is.
going to be participating in the World Baseball Classic. So
Well,
we'll be
Martinez
paying
gonna pitch
attention.
for Venezuela,
Yep.
and Jose Leclerc gonna pitch for the Major League team of Dominican Republic.
Very good. So hopefully he'll lock down the closer role.
Yeah, and they're pitching their team's just amazing. Like, oh my gosh, that'd be against them
Oh, there,
all.
yeah. I mean, look, I know the games have got to be played, but if I have to pick a winner out of the whole World Baseball Classic, the Republic is gonna they're gonna
Yeah,
run away with it, or
it's gonna be a
should, at least on paper. I mean,
yeah,
their team is stacked. It's filthy. It's ridiculous.
yeah. That could be somebody's AAA team. To be honest with you, 'cause, I mean, if you sit there and look at all the professionals they got going with Guerrero and all them other, oh man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, their lineup is filthy. It's
Crazy.
stacked.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, but that would be my pick to win it all.
Well, speaking of international, the Rangers had their signees a couple weeks ago. They
Yep,
signed
that's
15
right.
players,
Yes,
no
yeah.
left-handed pitching, and they signed a number 8 international prospect in Sebastian Wilcox out of the Bahamas
Yep.
for a $3.2 million signing bonus. And then they signed the son of Vladimir Guerrero, famous Ranger, Pablo Guerrero. So it's gonna be interesting. And then they signed
Yeah.
that 25-year-old Cuban, um, and the name just slipped my mind now. Oh man, I can't. It just
I
slipped my mind.
think that I have it somewhere. Is it Geisel Cepeda?
Yeah, Cepeda. Yes,
And
that's
he
him.
is 25, I think it is.
Yep.
From my understanding, just looking at Baseball Reference, he may not have played last year. So he's kind of advanced in age. He's getting on up there a little bit. So I'm curious to see where they're going to start him. Um, which affiliate he'll start because, I mean, he is 25. But he's got some good on base numbers. Now I know it's from the Dominican, um, but obviously we already know that there's tons of talent in the Dominican. You look at their roster, for the World Baseball Classic, and that shows you that right there. But I'm just curious to see where he's gonna start.
Well, he'll be in the backfields of at surprise, so he'll play in the back of
Yeah,
the in the
yeah,
back.
yeah. So
So you
we'll
never know.
see.
I mean,
Now,
there's some. What do you think about the non-roster invitees that's coming to training camp?
I am kind of curious to see what Frazier. how
Oh,
he's
you want to call
gonna
him Frazier?
Clint,
Clint?
Clint, yeah, we'll go with Clint just because I can't remember what his, what he's technically going by right now. No disrespect meant, but that's just how I remember him as Clint.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious to see. I mean, we've got what, 8 players that are kind of vying for the left field
Yeah,
spot.
the left field. That if you got eight flying for the spot, that means you ain't got any. So something.
We don't. Well, and I've seen an article today too. I haven't read it, but I did see it. Maybe you know a little bit more, Jeff. You could fill us in. But apparently, the Rangers are still. I mean, it really doesn't come as a surprise at this point that they're still interested in a left fielder as far as a spot. So I don't know if that means trading or if they're still looking at like Profar and bringing him back. Um, but they're still looking basically for a left fielder, which we kind of already know at this point. But they are getting close to the to the tax threshold or whatnot. So the
Yeah,
luxury
they're
tax is
getting
what I'm
they're
thinking.
getting there.
So they're getting there. They
I mean,
kind of got to be careful as far as um, so I'm not sure exactly where they're at as far as payroll right now, but I know that they are getting a little bit closer to that.
well,
So
I really don't think Ray Davis is going to. I mean, if he could put a winning team out there, I don't think Ray Davis is going to. He'll bite the tax luxury tax.
well,
It's
yeah, but
it's
you
long.
also have to consider too, who's going to be a free agent next season.
Well, we definitely know two pitch. I mean, we definitely know four pitchers are not going to be free agents.
And yeah, I mean, we know like so Martin Perez, right, is on the
He,
qualifying
he's a he
offer.
year
So
for year.
so at this point, if we don't extend him, he's gone. So that's 19 million off the books. But
Heaney,
my point
he will
is
be a
is
free agent.
is Otani is going to be available, and the Rangers should be one of those
Uh,
teams that
you're
that
wishful thinking. Yeah, I
hey,
don't
I'm
see
gonna
him.
wishful think
Well, Arnie
into
Marino is
existence.
selling the Angels. Arnie Marino's going to sell them. So whoever
No, he's
buys
not.
them.
He's not selling anymore.
Oh, he changed it.
No,
Changed
he
it down.
changed it. Yeah, he's not selling anymore.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, he faked us all out for a second. Poor Angel
Hmm.
fans, huh?
Yeah, no
you know
kidding.
they
Yeah, they would never
they
do
were
that.
wanting that to happen, but yeah, he changed his mind on that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah,
But
I don't think it will really happen, Jeff. But I mean, I think that the Rangers would be fools not to be involved in the bidding there. I think he'd probably go to the Dodgers or the Yankees. One of the two.
Yankees, Dodgers,
Same old,
don't
same
count.
old.
Well, look what Padres did just today. You Darvish, 6 more years.
Yeah, you know what though? That to me, it's silly, man. I'm sorry. Not everybody's Justin Verlander. Not everybody's Nolan Ryan and can pitch to their, early
Randy
40s.
Johnson.
I'm sorry. I'm not paying that kind of money for
I'm glad they did
a
pay him that, because that
42.
way we wouldn't be itching to do it.
I'm not paying that for 42-year-old pitcher. So we're already of course we've got the best as far as what DeGrom. He's already going to
Number
be
wise, yeah.
what, 39 or something when his
When
contract
he's
is
through with the
over.
contract, yeah.
So yeah, although I love Darvish, and he probably will be effective still, but 42 scares me for most players. That's kind of where
Well, the
I'm
way
at.
he pitches, I mean, he's not. He eats innings up. He's always 200 innings. It's not close every time he throws. But
Well,
then
he
what what happens when he gets up there in age? It's just I wish the Rangers would have brought him over when he was younger than when he played for the signed with the.
Well, yeah, but I don't think the Rangers had a choice as far as that
No, they
goes.
didn't.
That
It
was
was
more
there.
on
It was
the
his.
hip on
It was
the
his.
ham
His.
fighters or whatever,
Yeah.
whatever their
Foo
name
Fighter.
is.
No, that's a rock band. Never mind. It ain't Foo Fighters. Sorry,
No,
people.
no Foo Fighters. Yeah. Um, so yeah, 42 just scares me. I mean, I know that's what Justin Verlander is, and I would have signed him. Uh, but yeah, for most players, I'm not gonna go to 42.
Well, we got Seager. I mean, his contract ends and he'll be 37, but that's a position player.
And even yeah, but even I could argue too, though, that like really the max age that I'd feel comfortable going is 35 for just about any player, you know.
I agree.
And that's probably, I guess fans should be grateful that I'm not the owner, because
Penny pincher.
yeah, I'd assigned Verlander, you know, would not have signed. Of course, Darvish it wasn't a free agent, but I wouldn't
No,
have
he
signed him
wasn't.
to. Yeah. So,
Um,
um,
the,
but hey,
the
going back
Astros.
to the left field spot though, you were asking as far as what I thought. Personally, I the Rangers would have to hope unless they trade, for Brian Reynolds or someone that not likely to happen at this point, but you'd have to hope that Ezekiel Duran or Bubba Thompson wins the spot, outright and does away with all the, competition uh, between, the six other players. you know, um, I mean, if Clint Frazier does make it, who's getting, uh, who's on the chopping block, because you got to.
Well, remember we talked about Brett Martin going to be put on the 60, so that's one slot on the 40-man roster.
Well, yeah, and I guess there's also Brad Miller too, because to me, the Josh Smith has got to be your utility guy.
Yeah, I
Um,
agree.
so and then one of Bubba Thompson or Ezekiel Duran could start in AAA. Whoever doesn't make it, unless they do platoon them, um, and with Josh Smith being the utility. I mean, I
But
suppose that's
what's
possible,
that going
but
to do to what's that going to do to Bubba Thompson's mindset that here you are, when you came up half the last season and stole all bases, had good numbers. Well, sorry, Bubba. Thank you for what you did last year, but we're going to send you back down to Round Rock because of we need you can get more bats down there in Round Rock than you can here with the big league,
yeah, I mean,
and see if we can
it's
bring
going to
you
have to
up.
be between him or Duran, you would think.
Well,
So,
Duran did go back
I
to Round
mean,
Rock. Remember when he got
right?
demoted, he did go back. So
Yeah,
and played pretty good.
yeah.
So
But I think Thompson would do the same. I mean, just use it as fuel. Not everybody is Willie Calhoun. He whined every time he got sent down. Which don't get me. I say whine, and that's probably going to offend people, but I think he was a little too vocal about his disappointment, and never really played all that well, in my opinion.
when
After
he
the
got traded
fact.
to the Rangers, I mean, he thought he's going, no, here I'm going to be the next second baseman, and then they said, no, you're not playing second. We're going to put you out in the outfield.
Right,
And then
but the
after that, it was when,
but the couple of times that the Rangers demoted him, though,
yeah,
he he got real defensive.
pissy.
It had to take multiple days off to
Yeah,
kind of cool
because you got
down.
48 hours. You have 48 hours to report. So
Yeah, but
I
that
agree.
that
I
was
agree.
more of him just being vocal and just not wanting to take the assignment, which again I do understand, but it didn't look good in my opinion. Um,
Well, he was the number one
but
piece in the garbage trade.
yeah,
So
yeah, I mean he was, but
it was him, it was Lexi, him, and Brandon Davis. Now there's nobody left. So of course Hugh Darvish not playing
and
for
yeah,
Dodgers anymore.
yeah. So
But it's just I don't know. I don't know. Just to me, it's if anybody can do it, most you can say, hey, Bubba. I mean, you're still young. You're still our best. I mean, speed third, best everything. But we need you give you some more bats. And you're not gonna get that here. you're gonna be more likely getting a bat, no, 4 bats every what third game, maybe give or take. Depends on mix it out of training camp.
Do you
You can
really
go to
think?
Oklahoma or you can go to Round Rock, boom, play every single day.
Well,
So
he did that last year, like you said. I mean, to your point, that's exactly what he did last year, and he lit it
yeah,
up. And didn't he also have like the record for stolen bases in Round Rock
yeah,
too?
yeah.
I want to say
With
so. He did
plenty
that,
of games to play.
and
Right.
then so and I don't know. He would have to have a pretty horrible spring training, I would think, for
I think
him
so
not
too.
to make the team. So hopefully it doesn't happen, and we're having this conversation all for naught. But his speed can change games.
It's beyond. I mean, as far as
And the bases are going
ability
to be what 2 inches closer
to,
this
I
season.
think so.
I
Yeah,
think because they're bigger. So although 2 inches doesn't seem like a lot, I mean, if you think about the number of like instant replays, where guys, are thrown out like on a bang bang play or something,
yeah,
this is going to
yeah.
benefit the runners. And Bubba Thompson could use that to his benefit. I really do think so. I mean, his speed is crazy
Top
ridiculous.
notch. It's
And
80
the
on
Rangers
the
are going to
the
want to use that as a weapon,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll be able to. So, personally, I think Bubba Thompson is at least at the minimum is going to be coming off the bench. You would think, but then it comes along the point where he needs to be playing every day.
I I don't think you should waste a somebody like him on the bench. Just like, okay, no, it's the seventh inning. Go ahead and bench run. To me that just
That's why you got to do a Brian Reynolds trade, right? Okay, so you could kind of
uh,
get rid of some of these.
I'm not okay. Okay, what are you asking? Okay, Foscue, I'll give you him. I'm not giving you
Man, it's
Kent. I'm
been
not
like
giving you
three
White. I'm
weeks,
not giving
Jeff, since
you.
we did our Brian
I
Reynolds
know.
trade. I can't
Well,
remember,
I mean, yeah, I still take his wife, by the way.
but but
But
I mean, I don't give up Bubba Thompson, but I can't
oh,
remember.
you're not gonna do
I think I
it.
did. Was it
You
Dane
did
Dunning,
one. You
Justin
did Otto
Foscue,
Dunning, Foscue, Leiter, and Grant.
Leiter, and
R. Smith, R. Smith, Josh Smith.
yeah, I'd have to go back and see. I'd have to review that. I couldn't remember exactly who the
I know you did. You
the
did four
it
four
was four
players.
players. Yeah, it was four players. And I think that trade evaluation calculator it just gave like one point to the Pirates, I think.
Yeah, it kind
So
of.
it was pretty even, but obviously, as far as accuracy, I don't really know. But I mean, I say that joke. I don't really think that a Brian Reynolds trade is going to happen. And now that I think about it, as far as giving up like Leiter and Acuna, that's a
Oh
heck
no
of
no no no
a
no no no.
package. So
He nope. I would take Reynolds and then their number one prospect or somebody because I'm not going to give away
wait,
Acuna.
no. I think I didn't. I had
No, you said
Foscue and
Foscue was one. Yeah, Foscue. I don't have a problem with that because he's stuck. He's
yeah,
stuck
yeah.
between Seager and Simeon.
Well, and you
So
also have to figure out now too, because like Jonathan Ornelas is on the 40 man as well.
yeah,
So
and he's
he's
younger
there too.
than
So
Foscue.
and Ornelas is what, a year plus younger than
Year
Foscue?
and change. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there you go. Um, so yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean,
Maybe you
you can't
explore
took.
a trade. Maybe not for Brian Reynolds, but someone else. I don't know who that would be, but um, what's it like Max Kapler or something? What hadn't he been?
Yeah, Max.
I
Yeah,
mean, you could try
Taylor,
to
Max
see
Taylor.
what it would take to land him, but um, I don't know. I'm curious to see. I mean, everybody is. That's probably the competition to watch. Through spring training this year, maybe to see how the bullpen shapes out as well. I think for the most part it's going to be okay, because we got Brockberg, who could end up being a closer. Got Leclerc, and Jonathan Hernandez all,
Hmm.
full health. Of course, Brock Burke was healthy all year last year. So um, that'll be interesting. Left field and bullpen, see how that all, works itself out. But I mean, with Bochy and Mike Maddox,
Well, that's
yeah,
where, like we talked about that one time. There's your, we lost the most one-run games last year, so I think this year it's gonna be
that's
different.
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you can't
But
imagine
I
that to.
Woodard, you picked up at least 10 games maybe with Bochy making pulling the right strings and Maddox.
You're not going to
So
lose that. Yeah, that number
no,
of
no,
one-run games this year.
no,
If you do,
I don't
things
think
have gone
so.
horribly wrong. you know.
Yeah,
Um,
I
oh, the other
agree.
thing too so Matt Moore was kind of still been a hot topic as far as Ranger fans and him still not being signed. Would you
Like,
bring
where's he
him
at? Where's he
back?
at? What's he gonna do? I think, like you told me before, he priced himself out of the Rangers' budget.
Yeah, I think is he a Boris client or is I know Profar is. I'm not sure about Moore. Maybe Moore isn't.
I don't
I know
know.
Profar is though.
Moore's got enough people to knowing.
And that was the other thing too that I could ask you about as far as Profar, because a lot of Ranger fans want to bring him back. What would you think about Profar being signed as the left fielder?
Okay, well, you got to open up a 40 man. So there goes that'll put um,
Miller?
Martin. That put Martin in on the 60 days, so that'll open up for him. But you know as well as I do that coming out of spring training, somebody on 40 man roster is going to surprise us. Somebody will.
Somebody will.
Duffy, the pitcher Duffy, he might mean he might surprise somebody.
Matthias,
Which one? Oh,
the
yeah,
so I mean, and he's back. So I mean, you've got a number of guys that could surprise us, and there's very limited number of moves the Rangers could make though, without a trade happening. So I don't, we'll see how it works out. But so personally, me, I don't think I bring Profar back.
I'll keep it
Um,
I'll keep it in
Last
the family.
season was
Keep it
his
inside the system.
best season that he's had. At least if you look at WAR numbers, and not everybody looks at WAR, right? That's the thing about baseball. Everybody looks at their own stats. People have their own opinions, and they
Yeah,
vary. Even looking at the same player, but if you look at his WAR, his career, WAR for him, I think last year was like 3.1 as far as his B WAR, which was, and I think for his career, he's got like 6 or maybe a little under 6. So last year was his best year. We are pushing close to the luxury tax, signing him to what he apparently wants, which would be a multi-year deal, is going to lock you into him. When you do have guys like Ezekiel Duran, Bubba Thompson,
yeah.
which I think either one of them could give you exactly what Profar gave to the Padres last season. Defensively, both of them are better, in my opinion. Um, so where he would benefit you, obviously, is at the plate. But I still think that obviously there's more potential with Duran and Thompson than what we saw last year. So me, I don't bring Profar back. I don't really care what
No,
the
no,
deal is. I don't bring him
I
back.
don't.
I let if I don't pull off a trade, which I'm going to assume we're not at this point, then I let Duran and Thompson battle it out for that left field spot. Um, Josh
Yeah,
Smith is going to be the utility, and then we'll work out who starts in AAA, throughout, by the end of spring training. Um, so that's how I would handle that. Matt Moore, I think there's going to be, although he's a left-hander, and we only have what 2 now coming out of the bullpen, I believe.
Yep. Yep.
Since Martin is basically out, at least for most of the year.
Most of the year.
I don't know. I think he's priced himself out of the market, and last year was his best season, at least of recent memory and history that he's had, for a few years. So I'd probably let other guys battle it out for that spot, for more. So I'm kind of, to me, the ship has sailed with the Rangers bringing more back. Chris Young, I know this was like a month, probably 2 months ago now, where he just made it seem like his market's just too expensive for the Rangers at this point. So
I mean,
it's going to have to come down.
he was 5-2 with a 1.95 ERA, 63 appearances, 14 holds, 5 saves, held 6 opportunities. So
That was
he
that was
signed for
last
1 year.
season though. What
That
was
was
the
last season.
season before that?
I don't have that one.
Yeah, so
He signed a 1 year contract, 2.5 million in 22.
yeah,
So
which he's probably going to be asking for. I would say probably at least 8 at this point. I don't know. I don't see it myself. I think that
I think he's
the
ready to step out
bullpen
of.
is one of those things where yes, it's important, but I think that we can fill that with internal guys that we have. A lot of people too. Chase Lee, the Viper, he could win a spot. He could win a
Yes,
spot
I agree.
out of spring
Because
training.
he's invited. I mean, he's one of the invited ones.
Yeah, he could
So
win a spot. So we'll have to see with him too. But
but
it's going to be interesting. And I'm excited
Duffy,
because it's all coming around the corner.
because Duffy being a not, I mean, he pitched good with the Kansas City Royals when he was on his heyday days, but it's been a while since he's done that. So
Yeah,
um,
but veteran player, and I don't know. You just never know. I mean, he could be, one of those ones that surprise us. And then they brought back, oh, what's his name? My mind's drawing a blank, like I typically
yeah.
do. He played for us a couple of years ago, had his best season out of the bullpen. Older guy, I can't even remember the name now.
That narrows it down.
Hopefully, at this point, nobody's listening to us. So they,
We got good
yeah.
fans. We got good
So,
fans.
but
Hey, we're almost 500 on
yeah,
subscriptions.
almost 500 subscribers. So thank y'all. We definitely appreciate it. Um, we're kind of getting to that point, anyways, Jeff. Why don't we go ahead and tell people where they can find you on Twitter?
Well, Jeff Hewitt, JEFFHEWITT at AggieMan17. So you can find me there. I'm still at 222. A couple of bookies and a couple of fake country singers got knocked off. So I was almost 225, but
All
they
right.
left me. So
Oh, yeah. Well,
I was upset. Carrie
that
Underwood,
happens. Yeah.
she was one of them. So I'm like, damn it.
The fake Carrie Underwood. Uh,
Yeah, I knew it was a fake one because I mean it was Carrie Underwood at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, whatever.
was it a Twitter Blue subscriber that made it look like it was official?
No, it was just a random some
Okay.
lady.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So oh well.
Well, y'all can find us at Prospect Times. Um, and of course, our website is theprospecttimes.com. One thing I also wanted to mention too is the Frisco Classic is coming up. I think March 3rd through 5th at Riders Field. So that'll be a fun one for everybody to go watch a weekend of college baseball. I'll be going. Probably will make Friday and the Sunday game. Won't be able to make the Saturday. So maybe if you're out there, send us a tweet and maybe
Well,
we
you
can
got Ohio State,
say hi.
Mississippi State, you got Oklahoma, California. So that's I mean, in
It's
Oklahoma.
it's
So
gonna be a good one, man. I believe they're all ranked. So yeah, it's gonna be a really, really good classic. I'll be honest with you, I've been covering it since 2019 and they're all great. Even if the teams aren't ranked, they've been outstanding games to watch, and it's pretty cheap too. So if you like baseball, you don't have to be a fan of college baseball. If you like baseball, it's well worth it to go out and support the teams. Beautiful weather, typically in the 60s, 70s. It's gonna be fun, good time. And then I think the Globe Life is hosting the State Farm College Showdown. Um, I think coming up, is it next weekend? I think it was that I saw, but I don't have the dates readily in front of me. So sorry. I'll be better
hang
prepared
on.
next time for that.
So
So
that's um that's oh sorry, that was basketball. I didn't want to do basketball. Sorry about that.
let's
Okay, here we go. Thank goodness we were Twitter. We have well darn Jeff. Come on. Sorry about that, people.
well, that's all right. We're with that, we're just gonna go ahead and end
Well,
it.
Arkansas is one. Okay, it's Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Missouri, Oklahoma State, Texas, and TCU.
There you go. I mean, that's quite
That's a
a
3 day
list as
tournament. I
well.
mean, I
So
could think of a good one.
that's right. Yeah. So there you go. So be sure to get out and enjoy the classics that are coming up. All right, with that, that's it for us guys. So we appreciate you listening, tuning in, subscribing, keep doing it. Give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment. Until next time, keep swinging for the fences, everyone.
Goodbye.